Hi, welcome to the first
Hi.
episode of Asian Guys Incorporated. I'm Rick. This is
Dustin.
And Brian.
We are incorporated.
yeah, we're incorporated. So, for the first episode, let's talk about the dating age difference between guys and girls and what's
Oh.
acceptable.
Jeez.
So,
Well,
Dustin, I
well,
heard
no,
you have
no.
a story to tell us.
No. We gotta first say that we are like
Well, that's
three
why.
40-year-old men who 40 something Asian men who's trying to date younger girls. That's why suddenly.
What? I'm okay with older girls.
Suddenly that's why age difference is like a sensitive matter. When you're younger, it's not as when it's not as sensitive, right?
When you're
I-
younger, it's extra sensitive. Yeah.
We're not talking about dating up, are you?
I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with anything. Yeah.
So say-
that's my
Okay,
my thing.
let's
You
put it this
explain
way.
your
We are
thing.
talking about age differences. So how old are you willing to go up, or how low are you willing to go down?
For me,
Yeah.
I don't follow age. What I follow is
The look.
compatibility. Yeah. That's the main thing. If they, if people are talking about like physical capabilities or physical chronological age, I don't believe in that. I think it's about whether you can keep up with each other. That's my thing. So if she's older,
Mhm.
that she can keep up with me, then that's great. But there's plenty of girls that are younger that actually can't keep up with me, and I'm not interested in
Is,
that. either.
is that sounds like a sliding scale, dude?
No,
Sounds like a
no.
sliding scale. It's like, oh, this girl, I don't like her. I'm gonna run faster.
No,
Bye.
No,
and
because,
then you see this like hot younger girl. She's like, oh yeah, I can wait for you. Totally, right?
No,
No,
oh,
I-
oh my
I-
god. Oh, you're beating me. Totally. Oh my god. You're so healthy.
No, a lot
Love you
of
so much.
a lot of my friends, they think that they have the opinion that I'm like, only after younger girls, and that's totally not true, right? Yeah,
Or
like
have you ever dated older?
I've dated older, and
Really?
I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so first of all, how
Yes.
much how much older was she? than
How
you?
much older was she? Let me see. Well, I'm thinking of.
We're not talking
one-
about 18 and 22, are we?
I was thinking of one that was only a year older than me at the time.
That's nothing, man. That's-
But
yeah.
there's other ladies
Yeah.
that I didn't date them, but I mean I flirted with them, and there was interest
Okay.
there, and they're I mean I don't know, right? Because we never dated, so I don't know exactly how old, but I know they were older. Yeah.
Okay,
Like
so,
they're probably at least 10 years older than me.
so I think right now, yes, at this moment, 10 years older, and if you can, or if she's keeping up with you, that's fine.
Yeah.
But say you are going into a long-term relationship,
Yeah.
and say 10 years down the road, when she hits her 60s or menopause or before that, whatever,
Yeah.
and you are still that's when it becomes a problem, right? You're right now maybe okay, but as you are going on, you become different stages of life, and one become a
I think
senile,
a
senile
big
and so on.
factor for
Yeah.
me is because I take really good care of myself.
Uh-huh.
That a lot of younger girls find me compatible before they know my age. And sometimes even after they know my age, they still think I'm okay.
Okay.
And it's because of how well I take care of myself, and so I afford my female counterparts the same thing. If they take really good care of themselves at 60, then what's the problem? Yeah, seriously. Like seriously, if you look at, and especially even you want to talk about nowadays with age, like a lot of people that you see that are older, they're in better shape nowadays than ever before. So
That's very optimistic. I think.
yeah,
Well,
that's me.
okay. Okay. How about you?
That's,
Ricky?
yeah, Brian's the optimistic one.
Yeah.
Me, I'm the typical fucking Asian guy.
You're-
He's like, no, I'm not gonna date someone older.
You're a pessimist.
No, it's just
that's
like-
she just goes to one direction, which is younger than you.
It's
Yeah.
like, I think it's just old school
Uh-huh.
Asian thinking, right?
Uh-huh.
Like you don't marry a girl who's older.
Uh-huh.
So the thing was, in high school, all the great Chinese girls were a year older, right?
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of Chinese girls my age.
Okay.
Right?
In your school.
So
Okay.
the thing is, I had a crush on this one that she lived down the street.
Mhm.
Okay, she was a year older, and then we kind of went to see a movie after class. I liked her, and she liked me, and we knew it, right? And then it just like, oh man, I just can't do it.
When
It's just
you're a year older.
1 year older, I couldn't do it. And then, because I organized parties, a lot of parties in high school, right?
Uh-huh.
I was like the party guy in
Uh-huh.
my circle.
Uh-huh.
You know, girls would, find me, okay, kind of like this guy, right?
Wow.
And some girls told me, okay, yeah, I like you, but
Mr. Provider
I'm
of
like,
fun.
shit. I'm like, oh, she's a year older. Like we're all a year older. I'm like, oh man, just the biggest missed high five ever, right? And then I'm like, okay, out of high school,
Yeah,
Right.
dude. Did you grow out of high school now?
I go, okay, grow out of high school, okay.
Yeah.
Let's not think of shit like this, okay?
Mhm.
Just try to move on from that,
Uh-huh.
typical old school Asian bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met this Korean girl
Mm-hmm.
at Japanese class, right? She's a bit taller.
Okay.
Actually, she was tall.
Okay.
She was tall, and she's kind of average, but I liked her. She had this, she was a happy person.
Mhm.
And then so we kind of like, just casually flirted, and then her friend, another Korean girl, was like, just egging her on, right? So the last day of class, everyone went to just a bar just to have a drink, right?
Mhm.
And then I think she asked me for my age.
Mhm.
I told her I was like 19 back then, right? And then she's like, "Oh!" I'm like, that look on her face. I'm like, "Oh, she's older than me, right?" Because I think she had that thing too. She was hung up. She's like, "Oh, damn, he's younger, right?"
Oh wow, yeah. When you're
And
younger, I
I-
guess that 1 year mattered a lot.
For Koreans, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing,
Especially
is,
for women. So the thing is,
still 1 year is not that much of a gap, even then,
I don't know, but she
Yeah.
was like totally disappointed. She found out I was like just younger. Like she had that smile on her face. Like, so how old are you? Like her friend was like, "Yeah, how old are you?" I'm like 19, and then she's just deflated. She was like,
By the way, are you counting right?
"Huh?
When you first met, he told me he was older than me, and then eventually he told me he's younger than me. So
No, it's just because I'm old. I don't keep track anymore. But when you're 19, you know exactly how old you
Okay,
are, right?"
okay.
And it was like, shit.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I tried to keep in contact with her,
Okay.
but I think she was like, ah.
Well,
too
the
bad."
funny thing now is that you're what 42,
Yeah, 42.
and she's what like 44 or whatever it is.
Wow, 43.
See, it's
maybe?
all. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's all relative, right?
So
I mean, back then it looked
that's,
so.
Yeah, that's high school. So
Yeah.
right now, how much would you go up and how? Oh, but you're saying not going up, but how much would you go down?
You can't go up anymore. It's like up is not available.
60's okay.
I don't think I've met I've met one 40-year-old girl in my social circle.
She's a lady. She's not a
Lady.
girl anymore.
40-ish. I think I met her when she was 40. I was like sub 40. And
It is sort of we are at the age where a lady of the same age as there's like either really married and already with children and so on.
yeah, they're just
Yeah.
not. They don't just come out to the
There's
same
still
circle.
some gems out
Yeah,
there.
or if they stayed single, there's a good reason why.
So
Because she's waiting for you.
no. So nowadays, when I go to meet up, people who show up, the girls who show up, they're
Uh-huh.
30-ish, or sub 30-ish.
So
like
you-
hovering
oh,
around
wow.
30.
So you are
Right?
like late 20 and early 30s what you are meeting.
That's the basically who's
Yeah.
showing up to whatever I go to, like those
your social
Asian-
circles, I guess.
I guess my adopted social circles, right?
Uh-huh.
I moved away
Uh-huh.
from Canada for a long time, and I came
Uh-huh.
back, and that's all I have. The rest of my friends are all married. They don't want to
Yeah.
talk to you.
You gotta go to the
And, like,
20s and 30s meetups.
Yeah, 20s and 30s.
Yeah, Ricky, you can do that. Yeah.
You
I
go,
gotta-
hi, I'm 32.
I gotta wear a cap and be like, yo, what's up? I'm 20.
No, well,
And
see,
they're like,
this is the
"That's
funny
fine."
thing, right? Is Ricky, I never would have known that you're 42. Like, it never crossed my mind. Yeah. And you said it yourself that girls
I know.
don't also think that you're,
Yeah.
like, they always
you
think
have
you're
a
younger.
baby face.
So yeah, why, to me, I think you're holding yourself back.
Or you say it's just a number, or is it?
I think
something
so.
important?
Yeah. No, I think even now more than ever because people have the knowledge and capabilities to take such good care of themselves that when they're 70, they're still able to do so many things. Like yeah, and then also you have like whatever millennials and all these people that whatever are just want to be lazy and stay at home or whatever and not do they feel entitled or whatever and they don't take care of themselves. I mean it's a mix and match of you know, a lot of younger
Mhm.
people that don't take good care of themselves, and a lot of older people that take excellent care of themselves. Like so.
So you're saying
You know.
as long as they look good, you're okay.
No, not about look good.
I mean,
as long as they're
they have to look good. Is what you're
as
saying.
long as you think each other look good, and
Yeah.
also as long as you guys can keep up with each other, yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
No, but do you believe in this thing called biological age? Apparently, there's like your number age and then your biological
yeah,
age,
yeah.
where it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
you're not, your body doesn't actually follow a number, right? Like
Yes.
some people believe that, okay, like
Yeah, you could be well preserved, I guess.
Well, I mean, again, it goes back to how well you take care of yourself. Now they have all kinds of tests that they can do on your body, and yeah, your body doesn't appear like it doesn't show up as a 50-year-old or whatever. It's you know, that of a 30-year-old or 25-year-old. So yeah, I believe in that. Yeah,
I wish.
yeah.
But numbers still do matter.
No, you.
No, I think
Ricky
yeah.
looks young.
What?
You still look good for your age too, and also you work out a lot. So I have no doubt that your biological age is probably a lot younger than
or
your real age
That's
too.
that's what we think as a 40 something. But I tell this story a lot. But say when I first started on the dating app when I was 39, happened to be.
Yeah.
So I used to get fairly good lot of matches, right?
Nice.
As soon as the birthday I turned 40,
Yeah.
then that number dropped like at least 89%.
That's because they're
yeah.
going by
Yeah.
a category,
Yeah.
age category.
Yeah, exactly. So first of all,
Yeah.
I guess I'm out of
But
that
that's
filter.
that's you know, again, it's
Yeah.
a pigeonhole of
Uh-huh.
people's ways of thinking,
Yeah.
right? And the app says, okay, you know, you want to pick your category, okay, so they cut off people from 40. It's it's just an algorithm that people cut you off. But it's
that
not
also-
actually a
also-
you thing. You know what I
also,
mean?
yeah, also signifies that number. Yeah, is a easy filter for somebody to judge someone else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean.
So maybe an updated filter suggestion for single apps is putting biological age. So what biological age do you want?
I'm sure like
versus a
every
chronological
woman
age?
will be lying there, knocking down age down so much, yeah. If that's possible.
Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
I'm 18.
I feel like 18, but
Yeah.
that's what I mean. So age does act as a filter, but tell me true.
Yeah.
You don't feel that age limit in your search criteria, or do you?
I don't.
You
Yeah.
don't?
No.
So you're like 18 to 65 is your age?
I
Your app?
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the thing again, it's the app, right? It's
Right.
an algorithm.
Uh-huh.
They're forcing you to choose age group.
Uh-huh.
So then, if I had to choose, yeah, then I'll try to, you know, choose the best, you know, based on, averages, right? But
Okay.
really, in my normal everyday life, I don't care about that. If I'm not, forced on for some reason on an app or something to choose an age range,
Right.
I don't have that in my head. Like, you know, when I'm busy, you know, calculating or analyzing anything for, you know, evaluating for me, I'm not like, oh, how old are you? Or, you know, you're too young, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just like, one, am I attracted to you? Are you attracted to me? And number two, you know, does it seem like we can keep up with each other? Like, you know, I'm a certain condition, you're a certain condition. Like you know, if I'm wanting to stay home and sit down in a chair and watch TV all day, and that's my lifestyle, okay, well, I have to find somebody who's going to do that with me. But if I'm active, which I am, I'm active, I'm still, everything works, and I like to go out and do stuff, you know, then that's what being in a relationship is about doing things together and keeping up with each other. If I'm, it doesn't matter if I'm, if I'm 60 and I'm out and I want to go and be active and do skydiving and everything, and then I find some 20-year-old who wants to stay home and watch TV. It doesn't, right? It doesn't matter. So, you know, there's, you know, teenagers or 20-year-olds that that's what they want to do. They want to sit home and, you know, eat chips and be fat or whatever, and you know, and so that's not what I'm into. You know what I mean?
Fat shaming Brian.
No, I'm just saying, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, let's flip
No,
it
no.
the other way.
okay,
How-
I gotta mention this. The general rule of thumb about the age difference or socially acceptable age difference is your age divided by 2 plus 7.
That's garbage.
No, this has been in the literature since
I want to
18
second that. That's garbage.
late 19th century. This has been circulating.
Yeah, but late 19th century, all
There's
that
old
stuff is
information
garbage.
now. It's
No,
an
no.
old formula.
They used
But-
to like measure people's head and they can tell if you're a
My
criminal
God!
by the shape of
But
your
if you,
skull.
but if you think about it,
Yes.
so when you're 40, your like a maximum, I guess, age difference is like say 27-year-old, right? So if
That's
the,
pretty
if
low.
a girl is yeah, if 28 or above is socially acceptable. Now I don't think it has or max upper limit to this number, but say you're 50, then the number is what 25 plus 7, so 32. So it's when you think about it, it's socially acceptable. That's what they say. It's like socially acceptable number.
Social. So
Yeah.
you don't.
Like,
you don't.
so,
but that.
yeah,
means-
if your neighbor who's like 50-year-old
Yeah.
is dating a 33-year-old,
Yes.
that's somehow socially acceptable.
Okay.
But if he's dating say 28-year-old, that's totally I guess frowned upon, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the rule of thumb, which is your age divided by 2 plus 7. That's the I guess what's it called, ceiling or not
So-
the ceiling, but
My personal
Yeah.
opinion
Yeah.
about it is, I mean, you can follow that if you
Yeah.
want. For me, I'm not in a relationship in order
Because of a rule.
in order to
be socially acceptable.
be socially acceptable. Like, yeah, I'm in a relationship to be with, my girl, right? And I'm not concerned about what her friends think. I don't care about what her family thinks. It would be great, don't get me wrong. It's great if everyone gets along and everything's acceptable, but the most important thing is for us to be accepting of each other, right? I mean, yeah, seriously, you can't make the world happy.
Well,
Yeah,
that-
I
even-
gotta
even-
agree
that
with
is
that.
true. That is
Even
true.
It's like-
politicians, that's the way it goes, right?
Who,
You
who
can't-
cares like what the world thinks? Like seriously.
I do.
Some people
Somehow.
get into a relationship for a kink, right? Like,
But
they want a sugar daddy.
But you
right?
make
No.
things a lot more complicated for yourself, right? I mean, it's complicated enough to find somebody, right, with all the other requirements. Now you're trying to make everyone happy. You're trying to make your parents happy, your friends happy, and the whole social culture around you happy. Then you got
Well,
a lot of work to do.
The thing is that rule is stuck to us in our culture because it has some validity in it. I think wisdom in it. If you just in general wisdom, right? There will always be exception. There could be, say, 60-year-old who's fit as an athlete, whatever.
Yeah.
Also possible. But in general, I think there's a wisdom and about that much, which is also widening gap as you get older. Which is I gotta mention that rule. I think it's no matter how I think about it, it's okay rule.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would say that there's a general wisdom to
Yeah.
it, but I think the general wisdom to it is for the average person.
Yeah.
So if you're average, then I would say then that's fine. I would say
I'm
for
totally
me,
average.
I wouldn't say I'm average. I don't follow like
Uh-huh.
those like average rules. Yeah. So for me, I wouldn't say
Okay.
it doesn't apply. Yeah.
If you're older than her father, then
Yeah.
it's wrong, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, going back to my case,
Yeah.
right? I wouldn't
But
date anyone
if you
older than
guys
me.
they get
Yeah.
along, it's okay.
But it is
They're
wrong.
like best buddies.
It's like my case, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't date the girl who was 1 year older than me. But it's
Are
the
you
same thing.
still?
No, it's the same.
No, it's like, I hope you grew out of high school or whatever.
No,
not in,
but nowadays,
Yeah.
like, cause if I get married, I want to have kids, and
right.
and sadly to say, when women hit a certain age,
Uh-huh.
they can't bear children
Yeah,
anymore.
sadly
So
that's true. Yeah.
when you go,
Yeah.
okay, you got like an age, discrimination here.
Mm.
It's just, I'm sorry, that's nature, right? When women hit 40, their chances of having a kid drop dramatically,
Yeah.
dramatically. So if I'm finding an older woman who's like, what, 43, 44, that's very difficult.
Yeah.
Not to mention, okay, the year of dating, and then planning to get married, there's like 2 years, and then, probably have a kid, that's 9 months.
Right,
By the
they
time-
for a year, marry, and
Dude,
then
you
yeah,
add 4
yeah.
years to her age
Uh-huh.
before your first kid comes along,
Oh,
and then
wow.
it's very, very difficult, right? It's
Could be.
miscarriage territory,
Yeah.
right? So,
I'm pretty sure that they would do tests on her and determine whether it's okay. Even
but you
like I
have
said,
to-
in average, that's
Yeah.
fine. But there's also, like I said, above average ladies that they're totally fine having children.
it's
Above.
easier
Yeah.
if you had kids before.
Mhm.
I know my grandmother had my youngest uncle at
Mhm.
46 or 47, but that was after 7 kids.
Right.
She had total 8 kids, right?
Mhm.
That the last one at 46.
Uh-huh.
So she was,
That baby knows the route.
yeah, baby knows the route. Baby knows the route. It's a well walked path, right? So,
Ouch.
it's like, maybe it was okay when I was 30 and date like an older girl, but like now, if I find someone, it's like, okay, I probably want to have children, and that age is definitely a ceiling, right?
Right. Yeah, it's truly. As for companion, I prefer like lady who's like same age or very little difference between my age, right? So we
Yeah.
are trying to discuss the proper age difference between.
Okay, yeah, we
date
talked
of-
about
date
dating
of
older
age.
women. Let's say, okay, bar your rule of the half your age plus
Yeah.
7. How low can you go? All right, we're gonna flip it. Now it's the
How
other
low?
side.
Same thing. I am.
How low
I am
can you
actually
go?
preferring my own age. Just that recently I dated much younger girls, but
Why is that? Let's.
What? Why is that?
Let's
Look at
dig
his
into that.
his
no,
mug.
what?
This handsome guy is getting
No, I mean
the younger suitors.
Why is this handsome
suitresses.
guy attracting all
Why?
these young females?
Well, first of all, it's not true, but yeah, So I happen to meet some young people.
In the schoolyard.
In the schoolyard,
I don't know how I got there.
No, if you think about it, the entire Toronto downtown is kind of schoolyard of U of T and Ryerson.
That's true.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of young people around.
If you look at them,
Oh,
as
nice,
that
nice
young,
way of
yeah.
pulling it back. Yeah.
Yeah, no, which is true. If you live in downtown like I do,
Yeah.
if you walk around downtown, there's tons of young people because of the two schools, I think. Yeah,
U of T?
Yeah, U of T and Ryerson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other colleges, I guess, or scattered.
So it's
downtown.
proximity.
Yeah, and because I live so close to U of T campus as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not
So it
not
was a
where
good.
I
That
met
was
the
a good
girl.
strategy if you're trying
But
to.
there are a lot of young girls in Toronto. Yes,
Yeah.
I gotta say, yeah, young girls are usually prettier. Their skin smoother. They're more.
There's a lot of older women that take great care of themselves that
Yeah,
are
I'm sure.
No. We
Feeling-
talked about it already.
feeling slighted now.
The flip side. All right. How low can you go?
How low?
How low will you go?
So scientifically.
What's your lowest formula?
Scientifically,
What was the scientific crap? Just give me like from the heart.
no, scientifically, woman's the most fertile age is between 20 to 26 usually. They say between usually 24 and 25, but widen it 22 to 26. But peaks around.
So your
24.
main objective is
So-
to impregnate.
So yeah, if you want to have a healthy child, start a family, pregnant a person,
Yeah.
I think that should be your target, mid-20s, because they are most fertile scientifically, and then
That's,
at that age.
So
right?
you want to say 22.
That's
or
a good-
22 to 26, but
So you want to
honestly,
say 22, but you're hiding behind science.
ah,
You're like,
no,
science.
But
Protected by science.
But throughout my life, what I learned is that 20-somethings need to live their own life to figure out themselves. Although they are, I guess, their body may be most fertile,
Mhm.
but their value system or experience, all those things, or a sense of self, right?
Yeah.
They need to live a life, travel a little bit, figure out all those things. Basically, they're not fully formed yet until they get like, I don't know.
I
late
agree
20s
with that. I
or-
wasn't.
yeah.
I wasn't even close to fully
Yeah.
formed until I was 25.
Yeah. So when
Not even
how,
close.
how can you meet a person who just don't know what they want yet, even though they are most fertile, right?
No, I said date. Like just go on a date.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why like, going on a date, shouldn't you know the person is pretty, I mean, already
No.
formed.
No, I don't need a fully formed person to share a burger and fries with. Okay.
Dude, you gotta think. I mean, I think longer term than that, right?
No, a date. A date. I'm not saying.
How
I'm
how
not-
low could you date? So if I'm going on a date,
If it's burger and fries,
Yeah.
I'll go down to like 18. Like just fresh. You turn birthday 18, I'll take you fucking burger and fries.
okay, I don't
Shut
care
up.
if it's a burger or fries. It has
Burger and
to-
fries.
You know what? I find
Dustin's like, no, I need
late 22,
proper
30 something
woman
people,
for burger and fries.
those kids who grew up on Pokemon and Harry Potter, I found generational gap between them and me. Basically, Harry Potter prior to Harry Potter.
Okay.
So
So
I
that's your,
so I can't even go lower than going lower than just let's say people disaster in my case, right? Yeah,
Here's a funny thing about
Yeah.
generation gap, right?
yeah.
So I pretty much hit
Uh-huh.
25, and then I've
Never grew up.
I never grew up. All right, I don't listen. I know who Drake is. I don't think I've ever listened to anything he wrote.
So you're stuck in your own time zone.
I'm stuck in my own time zone.
Yeah.
So I have a gap between
Yeah.
young people, and I have a
Uh-huh.
gap between people my age.
Uh-huh.
I can probably speak to like older people, right? Older folk.
Yeah. No, a lot of people are like that. A lot of people like they're formed between their formative ages, right? Their preferences from that time. Their like favorite book, favorite movie, favorite music are from that year. Then you grew up.
Seriously, I'm
Yeah.
stuck
Yeah.
at 25. People listen to like what mumble rap nowadays. I'm like, what
I
the
have no
fuck
idea.
is that
Yeah, it's like
shit, right?
I found Taylor Craft is like so below me, and in terms of age and the generation, right? Now she's like considered like old statement
Yeah.
of pop music, right?
That's why you feel old.
I mean, but my taste is classical, so it never changes.
All right, sorry for
Yeah.
interjecting. I'm
Yeah.
saying this, age
So there's
gap
something.
thing. Yeah,
Even though I happen to be able to meet some young people,
yeah.
every time I do so, I come away disillusioned and disappointed. That's why it's like, if in a way, yeah, comparability, right?
Yeah.
But also comparability is, it's how a person is temperance, but also their hobbies and interests has to be also aligned to have some fun, right? Go on date and so on.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say appreciate a person when they just grew up with Pokemon and can recite 108 Pokemon names or whatever, or thousands of them at this point, or they know what happened to Harry Potter. I watched the first movie. I thought them cute, but I never read the book or followed them, right?
Yeah.
That's why, like, I'm saying, maybe I should sit down and read the Harry Potter series one day just so I can date some 30 something. Because they, no, this is what I'm saying. Harry Potter, I'm saying Harry Potter. I'm not trying to make fun of it,
No.
but this thing they grew up,
No.
or I should say Harry Potter and the characters or the archetype of them is in them, as in how
Yeah.
it's like a myth, how they perceive the world.
Yes.
So they understand the world in somehow similar to Harry Potter. That's why
Yeah.
it just keep coming back to me saying, oh, you're making Harry Potter reference.
Yeah.
You mean Dumbledore supposed to mean something.
But that's the same with everyone. I grew
Yeah.
up with The Simpsons. I see the world like a Simpson, right?
Yeah, seriously. So
Or a
that's why
Transformer or a
that-
Ghostbuster.
yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, that's why if you meet or if you date someone who's like similar age than you, the conversation flows. Similarly, we know the same people, we have
No,
similar
but like I
things.
said,
Yeah.
I'm stuck in time, right?
Well, so do they. So are they?
No, women don't get stuck in time.
No,
No,
so
they get
no,
laughed
no,
at.
No, they get totally stuck in time as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
to a
trust you on
degree.
that.
Yeah, to a degree. So you never dated like 40 something recently, I guess. But I say if you happen to date 40 something or early 40s, whatever, you will have so much more fun in terms of dating or terms of conversation and so on, interest.
I don't think.
That situation,
I think
yeah.
a big part of it is
Yeah.
not just the age thing.
Uh-huh.
I think it has to do with like things that you're relating to them with,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's just because that they gravitate towards Pokemon or whatever. Then
Yeah.
you have that relationship. But there's tons of people in maybe their same age group or
Mhm.
whatever that
Never read Harry Potter.
Yeah, well, maybe they don't gravitate towards Pokemon, but they just love whatever dance music or something, and then you love dance
Yeah.
music. So, and then that's a lot more of
Yeah.
not necessarily of a generational
Yeah,
thing. You know what I mean?
Surely. I'm not saying it's everything. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I can totally get over Harry Potter and
Yeah.
Pokemon and find other
So-
common things as well.
Yeah.
But in general, dating much younger or it's not as fun as a person who's in your own time. Like maybe someone who's stuck in the same. When are you like? 25 means what? Early 2000? 19 not 19.
Mid 2000,
Mid 2000, right?
late
Or,
2000.
yeah, if their preference is like 2000, mid to late 2000, maybe that person will get along fabulously with Ricky, right?
Yeah.
Because like they, oh, you watched the movie, that's my favorite movie, or etc. You did music,
Yes.
yeah. So I think that's the cultural time frame. I think is important as well.
I think
Yeah.
it can help with
Yeah.
different things that you can relate to,
Yeah.
but I think as far as an actual specific topic,
Uh-huh.
like if it's a more general topic that you
Right.
can relate to, like you like art or you like whatever, right?
Right, right.
Then
Yeah.
then you know there's a lot more flexibility there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I told you.
Like, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
so,
Oh,
like if you love Hot Wheels when you're a kid,
No.
you have to find someone who loves Hot Wheels. Yeah,
No,
you're.
put it this way. So,
No.
one of the reason I know a lot of young people is because I work for the bank, and we have a lot of young people as well, right?
Yes.
And I was talking to a girl who's 29 right now, and she did not know who Arnold Schwarzenegger was,
Yes.
and that kind of flabbergasted me. How can a person not know Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was the biggest movie star of
He's old
1990s?
now.
Who went all the way up to the governor of California, who's in probably in new Terminator movie again, but she didn't know. Honestly, never even heard of him. It's just like this because yeah. But if you grow up in like 1990s,
because you're old.
Yeah, if you grew up in 1990s like I did, you cannot not know
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Basically, you cannot not know them if you just
Yes.
yeah. So that kind of
Yeah.
is real as well.
It's The Rock now. He's the new Schwarzenegger.
Well, yeah. Rock is kind of actually Rock is our generation as well, right? People don't remember Rock as the wrestler. I remember him as a wrestler first because I used to watch WWE.
WWF. Back in our days.
Yeah, but I don't think Rock is in WWE era. Hulk Hogan is WWF. But
No, I think The Rock was in WWF.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, we will look it up. I think Rock is purely WWE. World.
I don't think you
World
guys can
Wrestling
date each other. You
Entertainment.
guys kinda aren't incompatible.
Yeah, no, actually, I actually formed before Ricky did, right? So my preference is like stuck in 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but on the
Yeah.
other hand, I gotta tell you what. So,
Yeah.
I met a girl who's like early 20s, but her cultural heroes were like from 80s and 90s, basically.
Yeah.
And there was
Who the
a
hell
fun
do you
time.
meet these people?
I don't know. I mean, but she read the same books I did. She watched the same movies I did. She actually wanted to watch the movie from 1996.
Yeah.
And
How,
She-
is she Asian? Is she Asian?
yeah, she's Asian. Yeah. So that's like. it's
Okay,
like-
that's
yeah,
weird.
Yeah, there was a
Chinese?
yes, a good experience for me.
Chinese.
So it's not.
See, this
yeah.
is what I'm saying.
it's not
is,
the age
you
per
know,
se, yeah.
you guys are
Yeah.
busy pigeonholing
Uh-huh.
everybody into different groups, but this is the kind I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
right.
There's some, girls
Always,
that are younger
yeah.
that they like all the vintage stuff or whatever, right?
Exactly.
You
So,
wouldn't know unless you took her to Burger and Fries.
But as I was saying, I distrust early 20s because they haven't fully formed yet. I don't know what they will become.
They're not fully crazy
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Even my ex-wife, right? When I first met her, probably we were more comparable until at the point we just grew apart, right?
Mhm.
So, in my case, I guess another cautionary thing. I want a person who just already am formed, not going to deviate too much away, and still compatible. Unless another person who just doesn't even know what she wants yet. That's why I say,
Yeah.
don't date young people who doesn't know what they want yet. Let them have,
Yeah.
let them travel. Let them find out what their passion is. Let them go through career. Let them find out. Let them meet the big bad experience basically.
See, this is
Yeah.
what I would think
Yeah.
is, I would say, is more important
Mhm.
than all the stuff that you guys are talking about, where it's like how they formed and all the
Mhm.
past. Is more importantly is where you guys are going. If you guys are going in the same direction together, then that for me, that's what I
Mhm.
want. It's not so important where they came from, but that we're going in the same direction together.
Yep.
So we're growing together in the future together,
Uh-huh.
as opposed to worrying about where she came from, where I came from, and whether it's Pokemon or whatever. Yeah.
But